Hello, friends! Welcome back to another L.O.S. Kids Discovery Guide, where we are going to learn all about our featured composer for this program, Johannes Brahms. Stay tuned to hear all about his life and career, listen to some of his best works, and meet a wonderful guest artist who will share what it means to be a composer. Brahms was born into a musical family in Vienna, Austria. Vienna is very important to the history of classical music, and they have one of the best orchestras in the world. So many great composers have lived here, including Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn, and our featured composer Brahms was born and raised in this city. Before learning to write his own music, Brahms learned to play instruments at a young age. His father was a great musician who started teaching him piano when he was just 7 years old. Once he became a teenager, Brahms started performing at docks when the ships came in from sea and in small restaurants to help make extra money for his family. It was here that he met Jewish-Hungarian violinist Edward Remenyi, who introduced him to the Roma style of music. They played pieces together that were full of energy and would have sounded like this. This style of music was completely new and different for Brahms, since his family and teachers focused on traditionally Western music. These experiences influenced Brahms for his whole life, and you can hear it in many of his later compositions. Let's listen to a little bit of Hungarian Dance No. 5, and see if you can hear anything that reminds you of the Roma music we listened to earlier. Learning about composers is so interesting because you can hear how their lives inspire the music. Just like you can write songs about what you learn in school and what emotions you feel, the composers that we feature in our concerts were also influenced by their experiences. Let's hear more about what it's like to be a composer. I'm so excited to introduce you to one of my favorite young artists, Isaac Thomas.
Hi, my name's Isaac Thomas and I'm 12 years old. A composer is someone who mixes a spark of imagination with a little bit of inspiration to create musical ideas, then write them down and share them with the world. I started composing at age 6. It really depends for me. Some pieces might just take a few minutes or a couple days, but other pieces might take a few months. As long as I'm still having fun while creating, all things will come in time. Yes, I actually play piano and violin. But as a composer, I like to dabble in other instruments. Right now, my favorite piece on the piano is the Toccata by Cacciatore. It goes something like this. My inspiration can really come from anywhere. But for me, the most important part is that it always conveys some sort of story or some sort of emotion. So for example, I might make a piece about the feeling of a wave or the flame of excitement, or I might make a piece about the story of a historic event that I'm really passionate about. And I find that it gets easier to compose as I engage more and more with music. That's a terrific question. My favorite will probably have to be To the People of Impossibility, a piece that I dedicated to the scientists who have brought humanity to the stars. Here's a snippet.
Now let's get back to Brahms. His early years were spent performing and playing piano across Vienna. But when he was 20 years old, he was introduced to the famous composer Robert Schumann, and the two musicians quickly became great friends. Schumann wrote an article about how wonderful Brahms was at writing music, and his composing career finally took a big turn for the better. Brahms was able to create his own distinctive style amidst the numerous composers of the Romantic era. While many composers of this time were focused on creating revolutionary ideas, Brahms loved earlier composers like Bach and Beethoven, and this love heavily influenced what his music sounded like. He was able to combine his admiration for music of the past with new ideas and influences from his own life to create a very special musical voice that has made him famous for almost 200 years. Let's listen to some of our composer's music. My favorite piece by Brahms is his Symphony No. 4. This was the last symphony that Brahms wrote. It was heavily inspired by Bach, although he used newer ideas to make this piece sound very emotional and exciting. In the final movement, he uses parts of Bach's Cantata No. 150 and makes them into a brand new piece. He takes the theme from the cantata and repeats it over 30 times with different dynamics, textures, and more. Let's listen to a little bit of both and see if you can hear Brahms borrowing Bach's melody. Brahms is now included in a common phrase for classical musicians, the 3 Bs. This describes a group of great composers, Bach, Beethoven, and Brahms. Considering how much Brahms was influenced by Bach and Beethoven, and how clearly he adored both of them, being included in this group is a huge honor for our composer. I'm so excited for you to join us at the concert, where we will hear these pieces and so many more from Brahms and his friends. I hope to see you soon.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to Storytime with me, Jordan. Today we have an excellent book called Forte Moves to Town, written by Vicky Weber and illustrated by Zoe Mellers. This book is so exciting. We're going to get to learn a lot of new musical terminology, or maybe some terminology that you already know. Let's get started. Forte Moves to Town. In a quaint little town, the dynamics live together. it's a nice place to live, but the surprise parties are only sort of surprising. The cheer team hardly makes a peep. And gathering the townspeople for events takes forever. One bright morning, a moving truck pulls up. "New neighbor," calls mezzo forte in a bold, confident voice. "How exciting," says mezzo piano. Piano whispers, "I wonder what they're like." Mezzo forte walks up to the door. The new neighbor happily introduces himself. "Hello, I'm Forte." Mezzo forte is surprised. "Forte, dear, you're much too loud. My name is mezzo forte. My volume is confident, medium loud. Try it at my level, like this. Nice to meet you. Now you try." "Nice to meet you," Forte yells. Mezzo forte shakes her head as she walks off. Next, mezzo piano pays a visit. The new neighbor happily introduces himself. "Hello, I'm Forte." "Forte, you are much too loud. My name is mezzo piano. My volume is medium quiet. Try it at my level, like this. Nice to meet you. Now you try." "Nice to meet you," Forte yells. Mezzo piano quickly retreats back home. Piano spends the morning baking a pie. She brings it over and knocks gently on the front door. The new neighbor answers and happily introduces himself. "Hello, I'm Forte." Piano is so startled that... Uh-oh. "Sorry," Forte yells. "Forte, you are much too loud. My name is Piano. My volume is quiet. Try it at my level, like this. Nice to meet you. Now you try." "Nice to meet you," Forte shouts. Piano shakes her head, covers her ears, and turns to walk away, but slips on the pie and falls. "Ouch!" Piano whispers. "I hurt my ankle. Help!" No one hears her except Forte. "We need some help, please," he bellows. Some neighbors hear and fetch the doctor. They bandage her up, good as new. And Piano turns to Forte. "Thank you for your help," she whispers. "Without your loud voice, no one would have known I was hurt. I'm sorry I called you too loud before. Your volume is just what I needed." "I'm sorry too," mezzo piano says. "My apologies," mezzo forte calls. Forte smiles at them, but before he can speak, Piano's eyes light up. "Forte, I think you're just what this town needs. Come on." She takes him by the hand. With Forte around, the parties are surprising. The cheer team belts out support for the players. And gathering the townspeople for events takes minutes. Though their town was a nice place to live before, the dynamics all agree. Having Forte there made it great. What a lovely book, and what a colorful town that looks like. Oh, I would love to live there. Friends, what was your favorite part of that book? If you had to pick a favorite dynamic, which one do you think is your favorite? If I had to guess, I like mezzo piano personally, but which one is your favorite? Let me know, and thank you so much again for tuning in for Storytime with Jordan. I had a blast. Until next time, bye!